Bazinga punks, and welcome back with more of the Big Bang Theory. This is season 9, episode 7. Last time, Sheldon and Leonard got liquid helium from one of Howard's shady contacts. They didn't want to get scooped, have to get this experiment done ASAP. Everyone else, meanwhile, were meddling in Amy's dating life and making fun of people on apps, and making fun of Stewart to his face, of course. And this episode is called the Spock Resonance. It's another Star Trek themed episode. I think Leonard Nimoy passed away around this time, so I don't know if this is like one of his last cameos ever, or if they're talking about how Spock's life resonated with so many people and with Sheldon, but we'll see. Full reaction is going to be on Patreon in the link in the description below. Leave a like and let's get started.
Hear about this study that found people that were cool and popular at 13 had problems succeeding later in life?
Oh, I know all about that.
In school?
You were?
Oh, no, at home.
What?
The servants would sing to me, laugh at my jokes.
They're paid to do that.
I wish I knew their names.
Ah, Raj.
Leonard Nimoy's son is working on a documentary that he started with his father before he passed away. It's about Mr. Spock and his impact on our culture. They're looking for fans to interview, and Will thought I'd be good for it.
Oh, hey, high five.
Absolutely not.
Don't take your shirt off just because the director said so.
I hope
This is
she's
a
joking.
documentary about Mr. Spock.
We need to talk about redecorating this place.
No, not this again.
You're attached to things looking a certain way, but I want this to feel like my house too.
Of course, it's your house. I mean, why else would you be cleaning it all the time?
It's your house too, and you don't clean, do you?
Let's start over. I'm redecorating. Furniture, the carpeting, the walls. I'm changing everything that depresses me when I look at it. Try not to be one of those things.
May I say something?
Is it about how I can't have new wallpaper because your dad left when you were little and your mom died?
Never mind.
It was. Oof.
I'm leaving this message because I thought perhaps you'd like to watch me be interviewed for a documentary about Mr. Spock. Or, as I like to call it, a Spockumentary. I'm going
Nice.
to use that joke in the interview, so try to laugh like you're hearing it for the first time, and with a tinge of sadness that I'm no longer in your life.
Sheldon.
I'm the one who thought of Spockumentary.
And I'm laughing like I did the first time I heard it.
I admire your father's work very much. It's not every day I get to meet someone whose life's journey began in my hero's scrotum.
Well, when you put it like that,
Told you this guy is gold.
frickin' Will Wheaton.
Making myself a bologna sandwich like my mom used to make me after my dad left, but before she died.
Howard.
Let's just redo one room and see how it goes.
That is reasonable. But what room?
How about this one?
No way.
The
This
sacred
is the
kitchen.
room I associate the most with my mom.
Then how about the bathroom?
I want to change my answer.
The bedroom.
Fine, in the dining room.
I guess we didn't use it very often. Unless we had company, which didn't happen much after my dad left, and not at all after
I'm
my
gonna go
mom.
pick out paint samples.
Because he has the same arguments every time.
How long have you known Adam?
A few years.
And what are you getting him back for?
The first episode of Star Trek, the original series I ever saw was the Galileo 7. Spock had just landed on the planet Taurus 2. Then my brother came in, sat on my head, and said, "Eat farts."
Oh, this
After
family.
that day, I was hooked. Yet on
The
Star
farts?
Trek, on Vulcan, when your brother asks, "Why are you hitting yourself?" the answer is, "Well, I'm not. Well, you're moving my arm." To which he says, "Fascinating." And then you both watch educational television.
That sounds like a
When he
nice.
says things like that, I just want to hug him and make everything better.
Oh,
My
would it
brother
make
was
everything
mean to
better?
Me too.
Yeah, you probably had it coming.
Penny.
Do you have any
I mean,
Spock collectibles?
I don't know.
I have many. An autographed napkin given to me by my very thoughtful friend Penny.
Aw.
That's her over there.
Hi. Look at that. I'm in a movie. My shirt stayed on.
First time for everything. Where have you hidden it? What? What? It's in the outlet? Oh no, it's behind this. It's in the safe.
When did we get a wall safe?
So unobservant.
And there was no more room in the floor safe.
When did we get a floor safe?
When did we get a floor safe?
When we got the security camera.
When did we get a
There's a
secure?
security camera?
Oh my God, we've done things on that couch.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me.
Jeez. In his
Your
spot?
father-in-law is in there right now.
Dad and I were just talking about taking down this wall.
Taking down the
Sure, it's
wall.
a pretty great wall.
That is a big change.
What's so great about it?
I'm sorry, I did what I could.
He's the work for free.
That is so generous of you.
I mean,
I'd like to switch
it's family.
sides.
Oh my god, Raj!
I don't even think you can take this wall down because it's load bearing.
Well, it's easy to find out. Just go into the crawl space under the house and check.
When is your visa up?
This is where he wiped his mouth. So we are currently in the presence of Leonard Nimoy's DNA.
I mean, his son.
Doesn't Adam count as Leonard Nimoy's DNA?
This is pure 100% Nimoy. And because of your mother, you're only 50%. Which
Wow.
isn't bad.
What else you hiding in there?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would.
All right then.
All right then.
Valuables. We got my passport, my will.
You have a will?
Yeah, my 1/18 scale Will Wheaton action figure.
Ah,
Yeah, I also have the other kind of will. And in it, I will my will back to Will.
Will want it?
Will won't.
then who does it go to?
An engagement ring that I was going to
Ooh.
give my girlfriend, Amy.
What?
This has been in my family for generations. No, except for a short time when Comanches cut off my great-great-great-grandmother's finger and stole it.
Sheldon, that's awful.
No, the Texas Rangers tracked them down to their village and slaughtered every last one of them.
that's more
It
awful.
was a happy ending.
That must have been devastating for you.
No, not at all. No, I'm fine. You know, Amy had reservations about our relationship, so all worked out for the best.
I know, it's just...
I said I'm fine.
Oh man. We're still rolling.
Allow me to make things entertaining again in this little Spockumentary.
Someone laugh.
That was Leonard's joke.
Hi.
As a child, when faced with a dilemma, my mother encouraged me to ask, what would Jesus do? Yeah,
What
the
would
answer
Spock
to
do?
that was always, love thy neighbor. Yeah, but my neighbor had a dead tooth, so that wasn't going to happen.
Fair, I guess.
3 years ago, when I discovered Penny was eating all my Pop-Tarts, instead of getting angry or vindictive,
You laced
I
them with
got a floor
laxatives.
safe.
Oh. That's when
I
it came
knew I
up.
could smell them.
When I was 8 years old, Billy Sparks cornered me in the playground. I asked myself, what would Spock do? Then I grabbed Billy on his shoulder and performed my first Vulcan nerve pinch.
Did not work. Did not work.
The entire point of emulating Spock was to rise above human emotion, which I've spent a lifetime mastering.
Oh, pfft.
Ooh.
You did go.
Okay, fine. Well, I'm just saying, you pretend you don't, but you have feelings just like everybody else.
Not true. No, look at me.
True.
Yeah, I had an engagement ring to give a girl, and instead she rejected me.
And you
am I
snapped at
emotional
Penny.
about that? No, because I am just like him, all logical, all the time.
Sweetie, you're yelling.
Because when I speak at a regular volume, no one seems to believe me that I put this Amy nonsense behind me.
Oh man.
This documentary is going to be awesome.
Well,
That a seashell? Yeah, that's a rat skull. Relax.
listen to it.
There's enough droppings down here without you making more.
Sorry.
Ugh.
You have a... We must be under the dining room.
Yeah.
So much dust and crap and what.
I know you don't
Wear a
want to
mask
hear
down here.
this, but it wouldn't take that much work to turn that den into a nursery.
Well, why wouldn't I want to hear it?
Because Bernie said you didn't want kids.
Well, I wish she'd get pregnant. Believe me. I'm climbing on top of her every chance I get.
Okay, Howard.
I really do want kids.
So your daughter's been lying to you.
I don't know why she's lying to you. She's the one who doesn't want
Oh.
kids. She's always...
Oh my God, we're gonna die!
Wow. Smooth. We just had an earthquake in New York.
Holy Sheldon.
Can't believe he watched what we did on that couch and still sits on it.
Thrice disinfected somehow.
You think they're going to put my outburst in the documentary?
Oh,
Definitely.
Oh.
There's no, as the Vulcans say, Kap funtor hakiv naish du stau.
Translation?
Do you know what that means?
No.
Yes, you do.
Telling the truth.
Nurse.
Well, this is ridiculous. Being upset about Amy. I'm going to find her and ask her to marry me. If she says yes, we can put this behind us and resume our relationship. If she says no, well, then she can just Pompho Mirren.
Go fuck herself?
He didn't mean that.
She doesn't know what he meant.
I should probably explain why I kind of fibbed.
Bernadette.
I told my dad that you were the one who didn't want kids because I didn't want to disappoint him.
But you were okay throwing me under the bus?
Yep.
Turns
100%.
out, yeah, didn't think twice about it.
That's what
Bernie,
family's
you don't
for.
need to worry about. Raising children was the most rewarding experience of my life.
All you did was come home from work, sit on the couch, and drink beer. How is that raising kids?
This is really a conversation for husband and wife.
he's failing. He's failing.
Clean up, hit the road. If your mother asks, I was here till 10.
Where are you going?
In a way, Howard's not only like your father, but
Like
he's
a
also
therapist.
like the child that you're afraid to have.
Why are you still here?
Fine, I'll leave. But it
Oh
sounds
my
like
God.
somebody needs a fresh diaper.
Call immigration yourself.
Okay, I'll think about it.
And this is an actual I'll think about it, not like the can we get a motorcycle with a sidecar I'll think about it. Speaking of making babies, what do you say I wash up and poke around your crawl space?
Oh my God. Oh. Hey, it's the head accountant from The Good Place. Sheldon.
Because she feels. I don't. All I know is logic.
Yeah, right.
Be like
You
Yeah,
can just
right.
shut your feelings off.
Oh, Sheldon.
Leonard, how could I have been so foolish to try and follow in the footsteps of a made-up alien race with no emotions?
Well, instead of idolizing fictional characters, you can focus on the real people who are already in your life.
Those are very wise words.
Let me call up Beverly.
They'd just be so much more comforting if they came out of a television.
This episode and storyline was a nice way to pay tribute to Leonard Nimoy after his passing, while also digging deeper into the emotional turmoil Sheldon was going through recently. But it sounds like Leonard Nimoy was really big for Sheldon back in the day. Do you think Leonard sharing his name bought him any brownie points when he was applying to be Sheldon's roommate? And I do see the resemblance between Adam Nimoy and his father, and he came in to film a Spockumentary. Leonard was so pleased with himself for that, but nobody liked the joke, least of all his wife. And Will Wheaton chose Sheldon because he thinks he'd be great for the documentary. I think he takes a lot of joy out of getting whatever he can out of Sheldon. Like, it is great content, but check in on him when he storms off. And yeah, we got a callback to one of my early favorite episodes of the series, the Christmas episode where Penny bequeaths the legendary napkin unto Sheldon. And then Sheldon revealed the engagement ring to some of his friends, and he gets a little snippy when they want to continue the conversation. He's still very emotional about it, despite his insistence that he's like Spock. And yeah, he talked about how Spock influenced him. He tried the Vulcan nerve pinch on somebody and had his collarbone broken because of it. And I feel like the Vulcan nerve pinch actually works on quite a lot of people. Like, if people do it on me, or if I do it to myself or my parents, it's like a really nice massage. But when I've done it to other people, they kind of crumple to the ground in pain. So I'm not sure what that's about. Does my family have genetically pain-resistant traps? I'm not sure. Penny scoffed at the idea that Sheldon is able to suppress all his emotions. She's right, of course, and he storms off when he gets upset. And actually, how much are they going to keep in the documentary? Because if they reveal the ring, Amy could find out if she watches it, especially since Sheldon told her to watch it. I guess it's going to take a long time to edit and do a lot of other things, but yeah, that would be a heck of a way for her to find out. And then yeah, Sheldon goes to propose to her, but sees her coming back from a date and backs off. Man, it's just been a couple of episodes, but it just feels so sad. And then we had Howard and Bernadette's storyline. I'm not sure what video game Howard was playing before Bernadette had him pause. He mentioned Visigoths, which in history are Germanic people who lived back in the Roman Empire, and I don't know any game that included them. Do any of you? The closest thing I found online was a crossover between Farmville and Capital One, in which a Visigoth, which is a mascot for Capital One, showed up in Farmville, but yeah, Howard's not playing that on a console, so I don't know what that was. Anyway, Bernadette wanted to redecorate the place. It's not like Howard is afraid of doing the work, he just doesn't want to change the place he grew up in and wants to leave things just as his mother left them. And like, I get his feelings, but Bernadette also makes a good point. She deserves to live in a place that she gets to be a part of and that she can change to make her feel at home. And the compromise she gave seemed like a good idea. Just do one room first. But I do feel like it's kind of cheating to have her father tear down a wall. Like, that affects more than just the dining room. But it turns into this interesting conversation in the crawl space under the house about kids. Bernie's just stomping the ground, absolutely caked them in dust and so much disgusting stuff down there. Definitely rat poop. How much of that did they inhale? Jeez. But they actually talk about having kids, and Howard says he'll be a good father and do his part when the time comes. I hope that happens, and because I think he's becoming a better person, I think it will. But there's also a lot of men who will wind up not doing much around the house even after they become fathers, and the type of consistent work you have to put into having an equal marriage and doing your part is like built up over time if you're not equal to begin with. Like, it's going to be difficult to just snap to attention to get things done when the child arrives. So I think this is the last big hurdle Howard needs to go through for the sake of the sitcom, this last bit of growth. So we'll see where we wind up with this. All right, for the 36 questions, some of them aren't very possible, so we'll skip those. The next one is tell your partner what you like about them, be very honest, saying things you might not say to someone you've just met. That's a hard thing to do in this situation, so we'll skip that. The next one, though, is share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life. I feel like I'm not too easy to embarrass. Things kind of roll off me pretty easily. Like I was pantsed once and I just pulled up my pants. Like I don't know what the big deal was. I don't know. If I get something wrong, then it's a learning opportunity. So I don't really get embarrassed all that often. Feels unfair for me to ask y'all to share an embarrassing moment when mine feels so underwhelming. But if you want to, you can. But yeah, full reaction's gonna be on Patreon in the link in the description below. Leave a like and I'll see you guys next time with more. Bye friends.